In this video, we'll take a look at variable scope. What happens if you have a named variable outside of a function in the main body of a script, and then you use the same variable name within a function? Let's check it out. Let's start off the PyScripter. We'll create a new Python script, remove the default code. We'll first take a look at local scope. So what is local scope? Local scope is when a variable is created inside a function. That variable only belongs to the local scope of that function itself. It can only be used inside the function. It cannot be used outside. So let's take a look. We'll create a function with def and we'll call it local underscore scope. And we won't supply any parameters. I'll hit enter. I'll create a variable called country. I'll set this equal to Ireland. We will then print country. Now we want to call our function, so I'll call local scope and hit run. And we can see that country was printed to screen and the string Ireland was represented by the country variable. So we created the variable country within the function, and this country variable is only available inside that local scope function. If I attempt to print country outside of the function and hit run, we get an error, a name error, that the country is not defined. So the variable country has not been defined. Even if I place print country below the calling of the local scope function, so local scope is going to be ran, which means that country is going to be set as a variable inside the function. We then print the country to screen. Once we are finished with the function, Python forgets about that country variable. If I run again, we're going to see Ireland printed to screen, but we're going to get the same error that the country variable has not been defined. And even if we set the country variable outside, so we'll say country equals France, we'll then call local scope, which will print Ireland, and then we'll print country, and we'll see that country will print France when outside of the function. I'll hit run. There we have it. Ireland got printed from within our function, and then France got printed out from the body of our script. I'm going to clear the Python interpreter, and let's take a look at a global variable that has global scope. These are the variables that are created outside of a function. Let's get rid of this print statement here, and country equals France. And let's just set population to equal 5.05, which represents 5.05 million. And within our print statement, we're going to add in population, and we'll run. And we can see we got printed to screen Ireland and the population. Okay, so why did this work? We defined population outside of the function. We did not define it inside the function. When it's defined outside the function, we can use that variable inside the function. But I could not go population equals 2.0 and expect it to print out 5.05. It's going to honor that this local scope, we have country and population, and Ireland 2.0 would be printed. I'll run that to show. Local scope and global scope, it does get a little bit of getting used to. So population here is within global scope, and our variables within our function are a local scope. In this video, we took a look at local scope and global scope. There is a link below this video to W3 Schools where you can find out more information on scope. and I implore you to do some more research to find more examples on variable scope within Python programming.